So I just want to let you know that I'm having one of the hardest times of my entire life right now, externally. We'll talk about it in a video coming up. When we make the video, you'll understand. But it's still working. It's still working, you know? This generalized depression feeling, mental illness, you're not good enough, kill yourself feeling is not there. And I'm going through the hardest time I think I've ever been through in my life right now. And these 12 steps are working on my depression. Like, I'm sad for a reason. Here is a summary of how I've been working my 12-step program on my depression. Now, there's been quite a lot of controversy on the last video. I am not anti-medication for depression or anxiety. It just didn't work for me personally. I was on antidepressants for 15 years, and one day I realized they weren't doing anything for me. So I stopped. And I've been looking for other ways to battle this thing. And it's been a consistent, horrible problem in my life as far back as I can remember. This little depression, this little monkey sitting on my shoulder. Just negativity. You're not good enough. You're old, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly. I mean, and sometimes, you know, that's not even completely accurate, because that's how it gets me, but it's not related to a specific thing. It's just this feeling of I'm not good enough. And it's just, in a way, it's a non-specific, just feeling super low. And it's always there in various degrees. It's always been there. And I made that video where I was done, and I was on that drive, and I was just so bored of this voice in my head telling me all this negativity, so bored of hearing him, so bored of hearing this horrible self-talk. And I was like, I just want to get rid of this. I've had it for so many years, and I'm done. And the theme of that video was, you know, I'm done. So out of desperation, I tried to work my 12-step program that I used to give up drugs and alcohol around the depression. That was maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I want to say that it's working, and it's still working. And I know in recovery we have this thing about a pink cloud. Like, you're on a pink cloud when you first get sober, and a few people in the comments were like, this is just going to pass because the minute you hit a roadblock, you know, this isn't going to work. A lot of people are saying that they wouldn't work anymore after I hit a difficulty. So I just want to let you know that I'm having one of the hardest times of my entire life right now, externally. We'll talk about it in a video coming up. Yeah, we'll talk about it. It's coming, the video coming anyway. I'm going through a really hard time in my life. One of the most difficult times I've ever had. When we make the video, you'll understand. But it's still working. It's still working, you know? I get down about the specific situation, but that feeling of depression for no reason is not there. And it's this 12-step program, I'm telling you. For me, I'm not saying it's going to work for anyone else, I'm just giving you my truth and my experience. This generalized depression feeling, mental illness, you're not good enough, kill yourself feeling is not there. And I'm going through the hardest time I think I've ever been through in my life right now. And these 12 steps are working on my depression. Like, I'm sad for a reason. And we'll talk about that later, but I'm sad for a reason. But when it's not based on the reason, I'm applying these 12 steps. And if it can work now, it can work for... If it can work now for me, it can work for anyone, I think, in any situation. I hope. I don't know. I'm just the whole point of these videos is just telling you what I'm doing. And I'm doing this, and I don't want you to think that I'm preaching, or I don't want you to think that I'm bragging, somebody said, about this technique. I'm not. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I'm desperate to get... First of all, I was desperate to get through this depression, and now something in life has made me even more desperate to have something to rely on. I'm not on medication. And it's working. So that's it. I'll speak to you guys next week.